Alright, what's happening, guys? Back in Kolkata. I immediately have sessions right now, so it can't be too long of this video. However, I am hanging out with Yellow Beer later on tonight, and so I don't know, we might do something, film some content. Let's see. Anyway, Josh Bailey, man, you asked me this question. It's an amazing question. How do we know what the right philosophy is?
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Because there's so much information out there. How do we know that we're following the right path? How do we know that what our philosophy should be or could be? So the first thing to understand is the word philosophy means love of wisdom, okay? So as long as you're learning something new and you're trying out what you've learned through that wisdom and applying it directly into your own life, you're a philosopher. You are living tradition, in a sense, right? You're taking the discipline, you're taking the principles, you're taking the laws, and you're applying it directly to your own life. So let's take the example of Stoicism. How can I use Stoicism? I can use it for my mental resilience. I can use it in times where I feel stressed out or anxious. I can use it at times when I need to strengthen my character, and so forth. So you've got to know where the philosophy applies, right? The thing to understand here really is the best measure of truth is effectiveness. How effective is it? Okay, so you could be a philosopher and you could have a totally crummy life, right? But if you're using your philosophy and you're able to make your life better in some way, now you know you're on a better path. So I've tried and tested different ideologies from different schools of thought, religion, I guess you could call it, different belief systems, right? But also, I've applied that belief system to a money-making system, or I've applied that belief system to a system of love, you could say, or relationships. So understand the underlying principle that touches all areas of your life. That's the way to find a philosophy that really resonates or works with you, is you can figure out, okay, this philosophy is not only helping my health, but it's helping my wealth, it's helping my personality, right? It's helping my relationships, it's helping my communication, and so forth. So the ones that I've really tried and established for myself and even created these are through lived experiences, right? I don't just talk about simulation theory because I think it's cool. I talk about it because I've seen enough proof and understanding in my own life that there's some glitches in this matrix, man. You know what I mean? Like, there are some things that are definitely inherently wrong, and they pop up out of the blue, this idea of randomness. And so what can you do with that information? You can go into quantum physics and quantum mechanics and start to learn the idea of the hidden parts of this universe, right? What about Taoism? Taoism is directly connected to the flow state. So once I knew that I was in the flow state niche, in a sense, I would directly apply the Wu Wei and certain philosophies around that. Okay, so what is it that you're interested in? Josh, I know that you're into fighting and fitness and things like this, right? So what are some philosophies that can help your fighting and fitness? I would assume like Stoicism, Taoism definitely, Zen Buddhism maybe, to a certain extent. Certain contexts from your own culture, Hinduism, you know, Vedic philosophy and things like this. Maybe even aspects of Christianity and Judaism, right? So the idea of the philosophical underpinning, right? The threads that connect through all the movies that you like, the threads that connect through all the different books that you read, the thread, try and follow that thread. You're just following that thread, and you're going with that thread to where does it connect to next? Where does the dot connect to next? And how can I boil it down over time? That's what you're doing basically, right? You have all of these ideas and experiences that you accumulate in your subconscious mind, and eventually you'll just find that you're boiling it down, you're crystallizing it, you're summarizing it, and you're getting more simpler in terms of your philosophy. So whereas it started out like this, now it's like refined. So the real skill to find your own philosophy and really live your own philosophy is refinement. Getting clearer on it, okay? Those are the first things that came up for me. I've got to get going right now, I'm pretty late, but have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's really get it today. Boom!